Hello, Lady Techster fans. Welcome to this edition of Signing Day Central presented by Origin Bank. And I am joined by volleyball head coach Amber McCray. Amber, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Kane.
Awesome. So last week, in fact, a week ago from today, you announced the signing of 3 players to your signing class. So I guess just to start, give an overall impression of what you were looking for in this particular signing class.
Well, we are just super excited about this signing class. First of all, we only are bringing in 3, which is a bit different from last year's
You're
class.
9 last year,
yes,
right?
We brought in 9 a year ago, and that was by design. We knew this year, moving forward, we would be a little more normal in that sense of the signing class. But what we love about this class is, one, we were able to get to know them a lot more, probably the most of any of the classes we've had, just based on when we got hired and when we were able to talk to them. So our biggest thing in this class we were looking for was the fit, and finding kids that actually really truly fit our culture and where we're wanting to go moving forward. And we feel like we found that in these 3. So not only are they talented, they come from great families, and they just have personalities and the mentality that we're looking for to push this program forward.
You talk about you were able to get to know them more. How are you and the coaching staff able to navigate this particular recruiting cycle, simply because in-person recruiting wasn't allowed by the NCAA? So what were some of those challenges, and how were you able to be creative?
Yes, it's an interesting time for sure right now, and a time that's going to go on longer with the NCAA pushing us back to April 15th now. But with this class, we were able to see them live. This was probably the last class we were truly able to watch and get to see a lot of in person, and then in addition to the video they've been sending as of late. But one, I think, great thing and blessing that has come from this is we've gotten to feel to know these kids a lot more, just by how much we have to talk to them, how much we have been on the phone, just, having those conversations. And since you can't necessarily talk about volleyball all the time because there hasn't been a lot of volleyball going on, we've been able to get to know them on a deeper level. So that's something that has been great for us. We do have one of them in particular that we do know for several more years, Ashley Jones. We actually got to coach her sister while we were at Panola, and then we've had her in some club situations back when we lived in East Texas, and gotten to see her quite a bit and be able to watch her live a lot more than the other 2, but have still been able to form those relationships and carry them to a deeper level through all the extra talking and getting to know them that we've been able to do.
Sure. And the 3 players you signed, they're at 3 different positions: setter, outside hitter, and then libero. Was that by design?
Yes, by design. A lot of times all the time, our recruiting classes are based off of what we need most in that time. So, this year we are graduating 6 seniors, a pretty big class, and graduating from all positions. And our opposite, in our DSs and various attackers. So we definitely went out with this class with intention to fill those holes and just bring us a unique aspect of something that we didn't already have before, and that's what these 3 will do.
Sure. And I'm going to give you a chance to talk about each 3. So first up, you mentioned Ashley Jones, 6-foot setter, freshman from Hallsville, Texas.
Yes. So Ashley, like I said, a kid that we have been watching set a ball around the court since she was like 13 or so, in just various years of coaching her and her sister. And Ashley, first of all, we love her size. Anytime you have a chance to pick up a 6-foot setter, that's huge. She's a kid that has the comfortability to run the floor and has been, though she has an attacking background, she actually has a heavy arm. She has been running the floor in that 5-1 setter's position for several years now. And we think even still with all of that, she is just barely tapping into what her potential can be. So really excited about her knowledge of the game. She has a work ethic that is bar none in terms of running balls down. Her strength is a really big highlight for her. She's able to push the ball from all the way across the court and put it on the money to put her hitters in a good position to be successful. So we're excited for her to bring all of that to Tech.
Well, hopefully one of those hitters she puts in a good position is your next one, Jayna Bell, 5'10", outside hitter from Long Beach, California.
Yes, Jayna is a kid that we are so excited about. Again, we feel like she had made so much growth and progress from just her sophomore year to her junior year, and was had just started her club season and was really picking up traction when COVID hit and shut everything down. But she's a great leaper. She's a kid that not only is a 10, people like to brag about kids who touch 10 feet, but one thing we love about Jayna is she actually plays the game at that level. She attacks at a high contact point, she blocks at a high contact point, and just brings a lot of different things to that position that we think can help her be really successful. In addition, she is a lefty, right side lefty.
Ooh,
opposite.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm a lefty,
Lefty.
former opposite. You're a lefty too?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we are super excited about that. Anytime I get a chance to coach a kid who is a lefty and plays my position, or position I used to play, I'm always all about that. So we're excited for her to bring that, especially with the graduation of our current lefty, Elena Takova. So she'll replace that, and we think will fit right into that role very nicely.
And you have one current player from California, Faith Maneri. So what's the connection of out west and recruiting out there?
Yes, so that's an area that we're just kind of tapping into. We don't get to see those California kids very much in recruiting unless it's at, we looked at Faith at a national tournament that had teams from all over, and then got to see Jayna quite a bit when Coach William Tachi went out west to a Vegas tournament last year. So we don't, just based on where we tend to space our recruiting, we don't always see those kids, but we know there's a lot of talent out there. So any chance we get to bring some of them to good old Ruston, Louisiana, we're going to take it.
Well, volleyball is a very popular sport on the West Coast.
Yes.
A lot of good volleyball out there. And then your third and final, Mackenzie Johnson, 5'6" libero from Rockwall, Texas.
Yes, Mackenzie is a kid who, another one, I keep saying we're all excited about all of them, but we really are. She is a kid that has been playing at a very high level. She competes for a club team that is finishing top 5 in national tournaments left and right, and is having to defend hitters in practice that are going Power 5, So she is someone who brings that experience of competing at a high level, and most of all, what we're super excited about her is her platform control. She is a kid who wants to put her platform, wants to have the ball in her hands every chance she gets. So she's, jumping in front of people on serve receive and lunging out, covering a lot of range defensively, and able to make great first contacts that help keep her team in system. So that's something that we are, definitely need. It's always good when a team can be in system and be able to have all 3 options of their hitters. It can make our offense much more effective, and can't wait for her to bring that to Ruston.
Awesome. And just to touch on a little bit, outside of your signing class, you were able to get 2 matches in this fall before you guys start competing in late January. What did you see out of your team from those 2 matches?
The biggest thing we set out when I scheduled those 2 matches, knowing that we wouldn't be fully healthy, knowing we'd be without a setter and all of that for a short time, I wanted to get to see all of our kids compete and see what we looked like, trying to put together some things that we've been working on in practice on the floor. Now, while it was a little bit disappointing, we don't feel like those matches were necessarily a great reflection of everything that we had seen in practice. We did learn a lot moving forward of where some areas that we really need to focus on and where we can be better. So that's something that if we don't play, we don't know that until, the time really counts when we're starting conference here in early February. So we're excited to get those in, a chance to compete. At this point, any chance to play is a blessing. We know that tomorrow is not promised for any teams or any student athletes right now. So we really are just cherishing every moment we get on the court, and trying to learn and be the best, figure out ways that we can get 1% better every day. And that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly look forward to seeing the Lady Techsters back on the court come late January.
Thanks, Kane.
Thanks for joining me.